I should have listened to my gut. The first time I stepped into that house, something felt off. It wasn't anything obvious, no bad smells, no weird stains, just a feeling like the air was too still. But I ignored it. Because the house was perfect. It was an older place, 1960s build with real hardwood floors and a big backyard. It needed some cosmetic work, sure, but the price? Too good to pass up. The seller was in a rush, trying to unload it after their father passed away. I figured that explained the urgency. I moved in the following weekend. First night, uneventful. Second night, different story. I was lying in bed scrolling my phone when I heard it. A soft thump. At first, I thought it came from outside, maybe a branch hitting the house. Then it happened again, this time from the wall behind my bed. Thump, thump, slow, deliberate, like footsteps. Inside the walls. I sat up listening. My brain tried to rationalize it. Old pipes, house settling. But then something happened that made my stomach drop. A faint scratching sound. I forced a laugh, telling myself it was a raccoon or something. The house had been empty for months. Maybe something got in. I'd deal with it in the morning. Morning came and I started investigating. I checked the attic, the crawl space, nothing. I even knocked on the walls, half expecting to hear something knock back. But the house was silent. So I let it go. Around 2 a.m., I woke up to the distinct sound of breathing. Not mine. I held my breath, straining to listen. It was muffled, like someone was standing just behind the drywall, trying not to be heard. I shot out of bed, flipped on every light in the house. Still nothing. But I couldn't shake the feeling that someone had been there, watching. I barely slept after that. The next day, I called an exterminator. He checked for pests, found some droppings in the attic. Rats, he said. Probably what I was hearing. He laid traps, assured me it'd be fine. But that night, at exactly 3:14 a.m., I woke up to something that wasn't a rat. The sound of a door creaking open. I sat up, heart hammering. My bedroom door was shut. The sound had come from down the hall. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, stepping out cautiously. My hallway closet door, one I never used, was slightly ajar. I stared at it, my breath caught in my throat. I knew it had been closed earlier. I reached out, slowly pulling it open the rest of the way. Nothing, just coats, boxes, old junk left behind by the previous owner. Then, as I was about to shut it, something caught my eye. A small hole. Then one of them tapped on the closet wall. A hollow sound. They tore off the panel and found a hidden crawl space, and inside, a mattress, empty food wrappers, water bottles, and a single crumpled Polaroid. Of me. Taken from inside the house. The cops never found him. They said he'd probably been living in the walls for weeks, maybe months, watching me, waiting. I moved out that night. Sometimes, though, when I'm home alone in a new place, I swear I still hear it. A faint, distant thump, like footsteps, inside the walls. I think every house has its secrets. I just never expected mine to have someone else's. I moved into the place last September, small, affordable, in a quiet neighborhood. The kind of house you tell yourself is a starter home. A little outdated, but nothing I couldn't fix. There was only one thing that bothered me, the extra room. It wasn't a bedroom, wasn't an office, it was just a room. No windows, a single light bulb. And the door? It had 3 deadbolts from the outside. I remember standing there the first day, staring at it, running my fingers over the locks. Who locks a room from the outside? The realtor had shrugged when I asked. Previous owner's storage, she said. He was an odd guy. Odd. Right. I didn't think much of it at first. The house had been vacant for over a year, and I was too busy settling in to dwell on a weird door. I had bigger things to focus on. Work, unpacking, figuring out why the damn water heater only worked sometimes. But little things started getting under my skin, like how the door creaked sometimes even when I hadn't touched it, or how every now and then I'd wake up feeling like something in the house had changed, like a chair was slightly out of place, like someone had been inside, At first I told myself it was paranoia, new house jitters, but deep down I knew something was off. Then one night I woke up to a sound that made my skin go cold. Thump, thump, from inside the locked room. I sat up in bed, heart pounding, staring at my bedroom door. I wasn't imagining it. The sound came again, low, rhythmic, deliberate. I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, moving slowly through the dark house. The floorboards creaked under my feet. I stopped outside the locked door, listening. Silence. I held my breath, pressed my ear against the wood. Then, a faint scratch. I stepped back so fast I nearly fell. I stood there for a full minute, heart hammering in my chest. Then, finally, I forced myself to do something I had been avoiding since I moved in. I unlocked the door. It took a second for my eyes to adjust. The room was empty, just 4 blank walls, a bare light bulb, no furniture, no boxes, nothing. But the smell, God, the smell, like old sweat, like someone had been living in there. I felt something brush my arm and nearly screamed, until I realized what it was. A string, hanging from the ceiling. I pulled it. A hatch creaked open above me, an attic. My mouth went dry. I shined my phone's flashlight up into the space. At first I couldn't see anything, just beams, insulation. Then, a blanket, crumpled in the corner. And next to it, a pile of empty water bottles. I backed out of the room so fast I nearly tripped over my own feet. I slammed the door shut, locked it, all 3 deadbolts, and sat on the floor trying to calm my breathing. Someone had been in there. Recently. I should have called the cops, but I didn't. Because some stupid, stubborn part of me thought, maybe they're already gone. Maybe they left when I moved in. I wanted to believe that. Until 2 nights later. It was just after 2 a.m. when I woke up again. Not to a sound this time, but to a feeling. You know that sensation when someone is standing too close behind you? When you can't see them, but you know they're there? I felt that. But I was alone. I lay there, my breath shallow, every muscle in my body tense. Then I heard it, a single, deliberate click, the unmistakable sound of a door unlocking. I sat up fast, grabbed my phone. My bedroom door was closed, but the locked room, wide, open. I didn't move. I couldn't. Then footsteps, soft, slow, moving away from me, through the hallway, toward the kitchen. My whole body was shaking as I slipped out of bed and crept toward the doorway. I pressed my back to the wall, listening, breathing, soft, steady. Someone was standing in my kitchen. I don't know how long I stood there, maybe a minute, maybe an hour. Then finally I forced myself to peek around the corner, and I saw him. A man, tall, thin, barefoot, wearing an old faded sweatshirt, just standing there. Not moving, not looking at anything, just standing in my kitchen in the dark. I don't remember dialing 911, I don't remember speaking. All I remember is the sound of my own heartbeat, the way the operator's voice seemed far, far away. The cops got there in 6 minutes. But by then the man was gone. The attic hatch was open, the back door was unlocked. They searched the house, the attic, the yard, nothing. But I knew he had been there, living in my walls, watching me. The cops didn't know what to tell me. There was no sign of forced entry, no fingerprints. Could have been a squatter, one of them said. Someone who broke in before you moved in. Probably just stuck around, like it was normal, like it was nothing. I moved out 2 days later. Didn't even bother packing most of my stuff, I just left. I still check my locks every night, double, triple check them, but no matter where I go, no matter how safe I try to feel, I still wake up sometimes in the middle of the night, because I swear, just for a second, I hear a click. And I know, somewhere out there he's still watching, waiting, for the next house, for the next person who doesn't think to check behind the locked door.